I had a 22-inch flat screen, CRT, Siemens Nixdorf, and hi everybody. That's what she said. And a happy new year indeed.
I lose my voice after talking for a while, but we'll see. But I should be all right. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
Isn't that part of the job of D&D, talking a lot?
It is, though, yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow I've got my new club started, so that's going to be exciting.
So how many do you predict you're going to kill off in the first session?
None, because the first session will be session 0.
Ah.
First session will be session 0, character creation, followed by maybe an attack of a beholder. And if they survive the beholder attack at level 1, then they're good enough to play.
Yeah, I think that's a fair bet.
Medi is looking very pensive.
Yeah. No, it's come through now. It's fine. It's come through.
Is it me, or does Medi's camera keep flickering?
It keeps flickering.
Yeah, it's like he's, horror
keeps
movie.
tearing the image or freezing, and then we see 2 of his head, which is really scary.
Why did you say you're streaming already?
Because I am.
Good reason.
Wait, are we live?
We are as of 30 seconds ago.
Oh.
Welcome to 2024, everybody, and welcome to How the UK Plays WFRP, or however we want to say it. Looking forward to this year, looking forward to seeing what you all get up to, how far we get in the campaign, what we do next, maybe a bit of Pathfinder after this, I'm thinking, but we'll see. By way of recap then, while Medi is doing what Medi does best. Last session was a session of shopping.
Yeah.
So various people bought various things, including a nice hat
Nice feather.
with a lovely
A plume
crimson.
of feathers. Plume of
Was it a
feathers.
crimson feather, or was it a crimson hat with a blue feather? I can't remember which way
No, it was a
round it
crimson
was.
hat with a nacre blue feather, but there were a plume of feather, lots of feather.
It's not like the Four Musketeers, is it? Those kind of feathers in the hats.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know.
And as a celebration, Ella has a new token
Oh,
and a new PC image. Let me see if I can share it with the group.
I've already put that up, haven't I?
Don't think so.
So that's her image.
can't see. Mind, I'm not actually on looking at Discord, so I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's very
right.
good. I like
Wait,
that.
how do you get the background removed?
Ha! I have my sources.
That's very good. I like that.
So
Yeah.
thanks to Corwin for messing around. In fact, last game when we were playing, he was busy beavering away, sorting out a refreshed token and image for you.
Corwin.
Well, Cohen has done a good job there. It's very good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Really good.
So yeah, so he did that. So that was good. And Corwin's work can be found in a bunch of Starfinder Foundry modules. I think he's doing a lot of the art, the tokens, and some of the artwork and things on those modules.
Very good.
For those of people who don't know, and for anybody who's watching. So there we go. All right, I'm going to unpause the game. Let's get things going. So we're around about the 18th of Jardrung. It is springtime. You are currently in Altdorf. I was going to say Ubersreich, but no, we're in Altdorf. You are here partly because you got left in the lurch by two individuals who very clearly set you up. They owe you money as far as you're concerned, but they've kind of disappeared into the vastness of the city. The second reason that you're here, quite honestly, is because you had a leaflet that suggested that the Crown Prince was looking for adventurers to help him on a quest into the Grey Mountains, paying a fairly okay stipend per day for your services. And so you'd arrived in Altdorf with nothing really to do, nowhere really to go, nobody to be beholden to, with a plan of kind of figuring out your next actions. Your arrival has been pretty nondescript. Overnight, and it is now the 18th of the month. So I'm going to leave it to you to decide from here what you want to do.
We know where the Crown Prince is staying, don't we?
You can, he's in his residency. He's in his residence.
Yeah.
Do you know where the residence is? Possibly not. You would need to ask.
Okay. There's no address on the leaflets that give us a clue as to.
Let me have a look. You have access to the leaflet, but let me see if I can find it again. Wanted bold adventurers.
So there must be some sort of point of contact.
Considering our
Unless
two
it's a tech.
faces of the party are not here at the moment, who's good at actually fellowship type skills?
Oh, God.
I am.
Ella is probably better than you think.
I'm quite good at doing fellowship things.
Hang on, you talking?
I like to talk to people.
You're not talking in your right voice.
I'm not. I've got to get it.
Been so long, you've forgotten what you sound like.
I know.
Can I ask about
Alright.
fellowship? Where
Hey,
do
Hayek.
I find fellowship?
It's a characteristic on your first. It should be on your
Yeah.
first page.
So
FEL.
skills.
It's the last characteristic.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
skills like charm, intimidate, that type of thing.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
actually, intimidate strength.
I'm terrible at it, so I won't even attempt anything.
I'm not particularly good.
Hmm.
Certainly not as good as everyone else. I don't particularly want to insult a crown prince when
Hmm.
applying for a job.
Well, that's the other thing. It's down to your status as well. Because I'm silver. Ella's going to be brass still, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm bronze.
yeah. So
Wait, you're silver. Why are you silver?
Because I'm posh now. Yeah, I got it. I get it now.
Wanted
Yeah, all right.
adventurers. Ostland.
So no, the actual address is not listed,
what
but
is Golden Strat up in the top right hand corner?
Golnerstrasse is a street in Altdorf. You suspect?
Why are the capital words in red in the main text?
Maybe it's chaos speak. Maybe if you put all those letters together, you can create a chaos word.
You wouldn't be able to pronounce it unless you could actually unhinge your bottom jaw and have two tongues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine having two tongues?
All the ladies would be happy.
Well, we've got the name and rough address of the person that printed it, so hopefully
Yes.
we can inquire with them.
Give me a gossip test. People give me gossip tests.
Challenging?
Challenging, please, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, just failed.
Oh, I did quite well. That's surprising.
No, I did very well.
Well, 100. I don't think that's very well.
Mine's not appeared yet. I think
have
I
you
might
rolled?
have a problem with my character sheet because I can't pop it out.
Try refreshing the page.
Refresh the page, Medi.
Something's just come up.
Nothing's changed. The server hasn't changed. You're connecting to a Amazon an Oracle Cloud server, so it's not something I'm hosting. So
You're still flickering
No,
like
that's
that.
fine. That's fine. It's popped out now. Thank you.
no worries. Give it a roll, Medi.
Do my damnedest. Oh, look at that one above.
Okay. So Volquin,
Oh, that's me.
you ask you don't like speaking to people, but
No, I
you
don't.
know. You ask a couple of people if they've any idea whether you can find the Prince Hergard von Tassenink, his residency. It is a fairly, it is a rather resplendent residence that sits in an imposing riverside building not too far from the bottom of the Street of 100 Taverns that leads from the Königsplaza to the river.
Do show us on the map where that might be.
I will try.
Although I suppose in the
So the Königsplaza is here.
Okay.
The river is here. So it's going to be probably along here somewhere, yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, so not far then, because we're at the Connects Club.
Yeah, not far from where you're staying. So you're kind of staying at the, if I remember rightly, you're staying at the bottom of the Street of 100 Taverns.
Yeah, the Silver Griffin.
I
The
bet there is 100
Silver
taverns.
Griffin.
I bet it's 99 taverns.
You may, if you wish, spend the day counting them, and you may, of course, wish to check the wares to make sure every single one of them is a tavern.
I think that's a good pub crawl. I think we'll have a pint in each.
Yeah, you lose count. I can guarantee it.
How long will it be before you fail your
Oh,
consumer alcohol test? I
very,
think
very-
very quickly.
yes, I do as well.
So you get, just asking in a tavern, you get the idea, the rough idea of where it is, somebody kind of say, well, you won't be able to miss it. It's that really posh looking building down on the end of the street yonder, just before you reach the river.
Thank you.
Shall we gather our things and wander down and take a look at this place?
Yeah, we can always take a look outside to see how. Oh,
How
Evening.
Yeah, I
splendid!
think that sounds like a right good plan.
perfect timing, Dave.
Okay.
Why are we
So
going
you-
hat shopping again?
No.
No.
They're now going codpiece shopping.
I'm up for that. I'm broke, actually. I can't.
So they're going to buy cod pieces. Ella, in particular, wants a box.
Yes, pieces
With a modular attachment. Well,
The whisk attachment. God.
it's reminded me of that episode of Red Dwarf. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was thinking as well.
So you head off down the road, heading towards the river, and kind of again. The house is very obvious. Well described to you. It's this really large, sort of imposing 4-story, multiple winged kind of building, enclosed by wrought iron fence. And a couple of liveried guards stand at the front gate, just kind of not quite to attention. Certainly not the same imposing way that the King's Guards stand at Buckingham Palace, etc. But they are there. They're making their presence known. But as you kind of get close to it, you look beyond the guards and out into the grounds, and it's quiet in the grounds.
Okay. Is this notice outside the address as well?
There is probably some kind of announcement board, but it appears to be empty.
Okay.
Are we too late, I wonder?
Don't know. Ask the guards. I'll walk up to one of the guards with the flyer and say, "Is this flyer genuine? There doesn't seem to be anyone here."
The flyer's genuine, sir. Sad to say, though, you've missed His Highness. He set off on barge 2 days ago, heading upriver to Bogenhaven.
We'll just come from there. Okay.
I understand his itinerary says he's going to stop over in Bogenhaven for a couple of days, then he's going to head up into the Grey Mountains. If it's work you're after, as far as I know, he still had spaces. He told us to send anybody interested down in that direction. So if you hurry, you might catch him.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and good luck.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
So we're late. We're going to have to.
Was that Bogenhaven?
Bogenhaven. Bogenhaven, yes.
Yeah, we came through there on the way
You did.
in the first place.
It's about halfway between Altdorf and Ubersreich.
Yeah, stop 6 out of the 12, so it's literally halfway.
Yeah, it's about 150 miles down road from where you are.
Would carriage be faster than going down the river? If they're going down the river, would we be able to catch them up using a carriage?
It's only it's only a day away, isn't it, Bugnaven, from there?
4 days.
Was it 4 days? Sorry.
4 days. So they have a head start on you. So it would probably quicker to go by river, but not by much. You might save half a day or so if you went down river versus across the countryside on a coach. But as you know from the journey here, there was certainly a presence of chaos and greenskins. And if you met any of those on the road, then that could cause a delay for you as a minimum.
Is there a chance of meeting them on the river as well?
The river has its own challenges. You're not well versed with river travel, but you have heard that people say that that traveling by river is generally safer than traveling by the King's Road, by the Empire roads.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but do you remember that last barge we were on where that big sea thing tried to eat us?
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I'll have to find
If we get a small
fast route down.
Yeah, if we get a small skiff or something with a sail, we might be able to make good ground. I mean, it is downstream, isn't it?
Yes. Is it downstream or is it upstream? I can't remember.
Well, if we're going towards the mountains, it'll be upstream, won't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bogenhaven. Yes, it is going to be upstream. Yeah, it's going to be upstream up the Bogen. You're going to go from Altdorf, you will go along the Weissbruck Canal to Weissbruck, and then you'll join the Bogen from there up to Bogenhaven. So it is going to be upstream, yes. Are you going to kind of head back to the inn and kind of think about next sort of strategy?
Yeah,
because we've got two horses to transport as well.
As you get back to Königsplatz, amidst the bustle of the square, a couple of people kind of make a beeline across the plaza towards you, and one of them, well, they kind of no, they don't come towards you. Sorry, they stand just near a building. One of them seems to be scanning the crowds. The other one is looking directly at Volquin, and as it does so, he kind of takes his, you can't see me do this because I've got my headset on, but he takes his little finger of his right hand and scratches his left ear.
Do I see him do this?
I was going to say, do I notice this?
Volquin, you can give me an easy perception test. The rest of you give me challenging perception tests.
Easy. Okay, I'll take that.
Elgast is proving to be a little bit non-perceptive today.
Yeah.
Mind you, so is Ella. Her hat keeps flopping down over her eyes. And she keeps going, and she's trying to blow the feather away. So, Volquin, you spot it.
Okay.
You can spot this person kind of looking directly at you and kind of doing this.
Can I act?
And Lanwin, you see it as well. The rest of you are too busy just kind of looking around. Yes, you can act.
I will stride straight towards this person with purpose, and
Okay.
I'll put a hand on the hilt of my sword, and I'll walk straight up to this person.
As he's doing that, I'm going to follow him and say, Caster, what are you doing?
Um, you're probably a couple of dozen yards or so away, so maybe 20 or 30
I want
paces.
to show aggression,
Okay.
intimidation. I want to show
Okay.
I'm in charge, and I'm going to, in no uncertain terms, challenge this guy.
Okay.
That's the look I'm trying to portray as I stride purposely.
Okay. So the guy that's kind of scratching his ear, he starts to do it as he sees you come towards it. He does it a little bit more frantically, and really starts to almost gouge his ear out with his finger, and then he kind of kicks his mate, and his mate looks towards you and sees you kind of striding with that kind of intimidating look about you, hand on sword kind of thing, and he taps him on the shoulder and he points. And as you point, you see for a second the one that was making the gesture, looking at you, sort of starting to get quite alarmed. And then as he kind of turns his head, you see a flood of relief come over, and they immediately turn and quickly run. And you see them running towards an individual just over in the corner, stood by a door, who seems to be acknowledging them.
Right, I will turn and follow them and head straight towards this superior guy.
Okay. The man appears quite stocky, well built, and he immediately, as they kind of reach him, they reach him way before you reach him. You've got to kind of start fighting your way through some of the crowd to get to him.
I'll push them out of the way.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can just push them out the way like a lot of rude people do.
Yeah.
And he kind of he taps them on the shoulder and pushes them through the door, and he kind of looks briefly at you as he kind of steps through the door and he closes this kind of deep blue-coloured door behind him.
So I approach the door, and obviously it's going to be locked. I'm going to try it and see if it is locked. I take
it is absolutely locked.
Who are they?
I will stand and I will ponder.
I'm going to cast us. What are you doing? Why are you running off like
that? I got a shifty look from one of these guys. They seemed to recognise me for some reason, and I didn't like the way they were looking at me. So I instantly was going to challenge them.
No, well, make sure we're with you in the future. Don't just go off by yourself. You're too important for that.
All right, okay. I'm worth too much, you mean?
Yeah. Ka-ching.
Right. I was going to say I could knock on the door forcefully and say,
okay.
I know
where you live.
You knock on the door and you get no response.
Yeah, but I shout through it. Oh, no, it's not. It's we know, isn't it? We know. Sorry.
Can I just motion to maybe go around the back?
Yeah, we can do, yes.
This doesn't have an obvious back way. It's in a cluster of buildings.
Oh, I see.
Two of the buildings on either side kind of abut it. So there's no side alleyway or side passageway to get. You could look for the back way if you wanted to, but there's no obvious landmarks or things that you could perhaps pinpoint this, and you don't know how many roads or streets back it's going to go and houses back it's going to go before you could find it.
Okie dokie. Right. Well, I think that Lanwin, I think we should head back to the rest of the group.
I think that's a good idea, sir.
Yeah, I think so as well. So I'll clap Lemon on the back, and we'll head off back to the main group.
I'm going to keep looking over my shoulder at this blue door.
You meet everybody back at the Connigs Plaza. Tell each other what you've seen. There doesn't appear to be any. The door doesn't open. Nobody goes up to it. Nobody walks through it. And you could probably loiter for maybe 10, 15 minutes just to keep an eye on it, but you see no sign of anybody else.
No, let's just go.
Yep. I'll just keep my eyes peeled for any other strangeness, so shall we say.
Okay.
Can I just, as a side note, and we can do this out of online game, but me and Guy were going to go sell that wine, so
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yep.
Have you not told us about?
No, I'm gonna have to have a little sort of powwow with the party about what we found, but it's gonna have to be in private, and it's gonna have to be just the party itself in an enclosed room with a quiet discussion.
Okay.
I'm not going to certainly talk about it out in the open. But I think it's fair that the party knows that there's a possible issue with people sort of out for somebody that looks like myself.
No,
I think it'd be unfair not to tell the party. So I think that definitely deserves a group chat privately.
Where do you want to hold group chat? Back at the Silver Griffin?
I think a private room in the Silver Griffin upstairs, maybe when it's noisy downstairs.
Okay. As you head back towards the Street of 100 Taverns, you sort of start to. If I remember rightly, the Silver Griffin wasn't it just off the Street of 100 Taverns, sort of a little bit down and then just off it. Anyway, you head your way back, and as you do so, stood under a small kind of canopy, just off one of these taverns, is a rather skinny man dressed wholly in rags, clutching a scroll, has a bit of a goatee, looks a bit like Carnage. And, or if you've played Cyberpunk 2077, looks like the mad preacher you meet in Cyberpunk 2077. I forget his name now. Gary, the preacher, looks a bit like that.
That's the same person.
Exactly. As Elgast, as you kind of pass, you're kind of on the outer side edge of the group as you're kind of walking down the road. You're probably the closest to him. As you kind of walk past him, you notice all of a sudden he's just bellowing nonsense. But as you kind of get level with him, that nonsense suddenly seems to change, comes out in a voice that is slightly different, and it's enough to cause your suspicious nature of chaos and mutants and things to kind of trigger, and your witch hunter senses to trigger, and you think, aha, have I got somebody that I can thumbscrew and torture here? And you see that his eyes, he's kind of gone rock solid all of a sudden. He's sort of waving around, and his hands, his left arm kind of points out towards you. His eyes roll up into his head, I see darkness gathering as the last house of joy falls. Beware, for shadows over Boggenhaven stare. Then beloved more, resplendent investments of green, stands astride Sigmar's great river. Yea, I see death on the right, and I despair. For the stained hand guides the once mighty lord, and his power behind the throne curses us all. Lo, the horned rat then claims the broken king atop his throne of lies, and the white walls fall, leaving our empire in ruins. Tremble in fear, ye mighty, for the end times have come. And then he suddenly collapses to the ground, eyes kind of just gone, blood-flecked foam kind of coming out of his mouth in spittle, and he starts to convulse and shake, and then goes still.
Is he dead?
Okay. I'll stop the rest of the party, but
Mhm.
just put my arm out still. Anybody else hear that? I'm going over to take a look at the body, see whether
Everybody
it's
else
still alive.
around you is carrying on as normal. There's a couple of people have looked down at him and tutted, and you'll hear one merchant passing around with maybe his wife or something going, bloody drunkards. The militia should deal with those and get them off our street. It's bringing the city down.
I'm gonna take a look at him. Is he alive?
Wait,
Give me a heal
only-
check.
did only Elgos hear about them?
Yeah, you just heard a load of. I mean, you weren't really paying attention. What you did hear was just a load of nonsense being spouted off.
Okay.
That's challenging. I shall reroll.
Okay.
And if I try to treat him, I'd have killed him.
Best you can tell, I mean, his chest is still moving, so it seems like he's still alive. As you kind of get down on your knees to kind of examine him, you don't get a sense of alcohol or ale or anything. He seems to be sober. He doesn't seem to be choking. Beyond that, you don't. No idea.
Okay. I'll draw my dagger and slightly move away the clothing just to see whether or not he's a mutant or looks normal.
He looks normal. He's got standard, empire-coloured skin. There doesn't appear to be an extra arm in his chest or scales or gills or anything weird. Seems quite normal.
What troubles you, Algast? There's plenty of beggars in the street.
Yeah, it's what he said. None of you seem to have heard it. It was almost like a prophecy. The way he spoke to it sounded like he was
hearing strange things. That doesn't look good.
Maybe he's reading from that bit of paper in his hand.
a bit of paper in his hand.
Didn't she have a?
He does have there is a piece of paper on the floor near him.
I'll take a look at that.
It is a bunch of gibberish, but here and there you can make out, amongst it's just lots of jumbled words, but you can see Sigmar mentioned on it a number of times.
Okay.
Rembrandt, ever since you woke up this morning, you have felt uneasy. You felt like there's that itch at the back of your neck, that thing that says that there's trouble. Effectively, your sixth sense is running constantly.
Like as a background,
As a
level?
yeah, but it's
So
enough.
not like I'm thinking someone's going to stab me any second, but like
You've
There's
just got this.
unease and
Yeah,
tension.
yeah, exactly. Complete unease and tension. It's been ever since you woke up this morning.
Kind of shrugging his shoulders, and he pops at his left a little bit, like it could be a bit of an old injury or something. He just says, "Something not right in this town, Alcaster. It's been bothering me."
I'll try and repeat
I
what
kind of have a
I heard
twitchy
him
look up and down the street while Elgas counts.
to the best I can while pointing out the highlights that there's something to do with over Bog and Half and Horned Rat was mentioned.
Horned rat.
Yeah.
Mean anything to you?
He was not that I know of. Does it?
Sounds like
Anything
a
to do with
I mean, what, like a little rat with horns, or like a rat the size of a ram? What are we talking? I'm not bothered either way.
Oh, we've seen a troll. What's a horned rat going to do?
Well, exactly.
Don't
get me wrong. If I don't have to meet a horned rat, I'm all right with that as well. But compared to what we've seen the last few weeks, Elgast, horned rat's a bit weird, but I'm sure, an axe or sword will put pay to it.
Did any of what he's said ring bells from anything I've read or heard about? I've got Law Witches now as well.
Give me a law witch roll. Why not?
Good point. I haven't even thought about any skills.
What is going on with my rolls tonight?
You've got Happy New Year rolls. 15.
There we go. Finally got one roll that's success.
I mean, the only thing that you just give me a second. I just need to. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, my only two law skills are torture and witches. That says a lot about me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I use them together.
The only thing that stands out at you is the comment "beloved more resplendent investments of green." You remember that brings your mind back several months ago in Ubersreich when Morslieb had risen.
Yeah.
And the city was bathed in that sickly green colour that was augmented by the mist.
Yeah. It sounded like he was trying to recite a prophecy of some sort, which did not sound particularly friendly.
The man stares at your feet. Well, stares at your knees, or however, if you're still kind of kneeling down looking at him. Okay.
Is he? So he's coming around now, is he?
Yes.
What did you just say? And where did you hear that?
He looks at you a bit. Busy. What do you mean, sir?
You've just been ranting, and I'll mention a few of the phrases that he.
I won't believe any of that, sir. It's just a show I put on for coin. Keeps the incoming pilgrims happy, you know how it is. Once mighty lords, white walls falling. No idea, mate. Just say whatever pops into my head if you liked it. Fancy buying me a pint?
No. You sound possessed.
Nah, I'm not possessed. Look, it's all an act, like I said. It's just an act. I've got to make a living somehow. I'm not very good at anything other than this. Beats begging. Perfect. Sorry, that perfect was to something else.
I'm going to stand up and take a step back and just look at him. Does anything look unnatural about him?
He looks unnatural. He looks like a normal human. I mean, he no longer looks like a raving mad lunatic whose eyes have rolled back up in his head and he's spitting out flecks of blood. His voice is also slightly different.
To when he was ranting or to before?
When he was ranting, but it's the same as before. Just not as... He's not putting on a slightly more high-pitched, kind of frantic, screamy kind of voice, but it's still the same voice. But the voice you heard when his eyes rolled up into his head was a bit deeper and a bit more... I wouldn't say sinister, but it was definitely deeper and slightly different.
Okay. I would recommend you go and visit the temple as soon as possible, because to me, you're sounding like you're suffering from a possession of some sort. And my way of actually dealing with possessions usually doesn't leave the person in a healthy state.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Temple
yes.
of Sigmar's that way, mate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you see the big dome?
Yes, I do. I do. I'm very familiar with the Temple of Sigmar, and he kind of gets himself up, and you can see him kind of. He's clipped what
You
Elgast
see
is,
my hat.
and your shiny buckles, and he's starting to back up a little
Is
bit.
he a little fidgety, is he?
Yeah, getting fidgety. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. Maybe it was a funny turn after all. Yes, I'll go and seek medical attention. I'll go and see. Well, I could go to the Temple of Sigmar, or I could go find a chapel of Shalier. But yes, I'll immediately go and get myself looked at. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And now at this point, he's kind of thanking you, bowing like this, and backing up very, very quickly back into the street and as far away from the witch hunter as he possibly can.
I'll watch him go.
I'm going to look at Ella. Ella?
She's possessed as well.
Just look at me closely. Just look at me closely. It might be a trick at light, but just look at me closely, Ella. Your eyes are green.
Wait, what do you mean?
Your eyes are green. They were.
No, my eyes are hazel.
They're hazel, but your eyes are green. Why are your eyes green?
Turn and look as well.
Her eyes are green. Yes. They're not scary Morsleep green. They're kind of normal eyes. They're not bright, luminescent green mutants, but they're green. They're normal green human eyes. They weren't that an hour ago.
Have you got some fancy?
Nah, they've always been that colour.
That hat.
No, I don't have any coloured contact lenses. Isn't there relevant to this universe?
See if she had lenses on the big thing stuck in her face. What are you on about?
No, that's the other character. You're talking about my dungeon. You're talking about Amber.
Maybe you're allergic to that feather.
What fella?
Feather.
Oh, the feather.
Aye.
Yeah, but the feather's
Ella's
blue.
got a fella. Good for you.
Ella's got a feather.
No, I don't.
I know it must be hard. I mean, a lot of blokes would be scared off.
I don't even like men.
Why have you got a fella then?
Because it's a feathery hat.
And other purposes.
You don't have to have a fella to have a feathery hat, you know.
No, I don't have a...
Whatever that guy said when he sold you that hat, he's lying. You don't need to do that.
No, it was a woman that was showing me around the shop.
It was a woman that was showing her around, yeah.
So, wait, my eyes are now green?
Yeah, your eyes are green.
There's definitely something weird going on.
Is it
I'm gonna put
I find a window or something looking...
Oh, there's literally a window next to where you are.
I'm going to put my hand on her eyebrows just to block out the
yeah,
sunlight to make sure it's not that.
Face.
Mum,
They're
it's
green.
quite up.
Yeah, they're green. And Ella, as you kind of look into the window, your eyes are green.
I'm going to shout at the top of my voice, mutant!
Okay, that's weird. What's going on?
I know I can't read, but I did have a look at a few of them textbooks when I was learning how to, bandage a few things up. And I don't think it ever said anything about eyes changing colour other than going red when they got hit by stuff.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything like that either.
If it goes in 3 days, you'd probably be okay.
There's a cream for that.
Yeah, check in a backpack. Swallow this leech and you'll feel fine. Okay.
Well, I guess without, you're a little bit confused about this, and Ella, you're a bit confused. You're very confused about this. But you continue on to the Silver Griffin.
Doesn't my eyes don't match with my hat now.
No, they don't.
I'm gonna, first chance I get, try and write down anything I can remember of that rant.
We're going to take a detour and go shopping for Ella for a new hat.
Yes.
Okay, it's great to have you this week, gents. I'll see you next week.
I did make a threat that I will throw her in the river if she goes shopping again tonight.
Let's go to him because I don't know about you guys, but I'm parched.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find some transport to catch up with the prince.
Aye.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later, because this here is weird.
But,
Something
yeah,
strange is going on.
Let's go get a drink, get a room, and then Volquin can tell you what's going on.
It's a good plan.
Go for it. So you go back to the Silver Griffin. You settle yourself down in the bar room. Get yourself some food. Get yourself some ale. And then in hushed tones you speak conspiratorially.
Well,
not
in the bar room.
Okay, you're going to go up to... I think you've got the common room, hadn't you?
Do we not have a private room? Can't remember.
I think you've got the common room again. My notes don't tell me.
No, the private room was the last place, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
But I'm sure we can maybe hire a room or find a quiet room somewhere.
I suppose a common room should be all right if it's a very hushed tones and have the background noise covering what I'm going to say.
You can place yourself in the corner. Be very quiet.
What I'd like to, in hushed tones, mention to the party about this guy we found with the coaches.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to be Lord?
The Lord?
Yeah, I am. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to the party that we pushed this guy over, and he was a spitting image of me. And he had these
uncanny.
2 crossbow bolts in his back, and he is the heir to a fortune. I can't remember where it said.
I will find the information for you. Give me.
Did we kick him into a ditch?
Yes, I think we did.
Yes, he had a broken face.
You probably should have mentioned that before we just kicked him into a ditch.
Well, I wasn't sure at the time whether I should say anything or not, but I think it's fair to the party that I should say things because obviously I've been. If you remember those 3 guys that lass in the inn that were eyeing me up, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously as we're walking through the town, I clocked this guy making some kind of mark. Oh, there we go. Although I can't read that, but Yeah, there we go. So I fold these out on the table to the party, and say that I'm very similar in looks to this guy that was killed.
You're not similar. You are identical.
Identical, right? Okay.
Identical. Yes.
Others
Right down to the little mole on your left cheek.
I have absolutely no idea if I'm a twin or not, or whether or not this guy was changed to look like me, or I was changed to look like him. I have no idea. But there is a rather large fortune attached to this particular these particular notes. So if I go and hand these in, so to speak, then I can claim quite a large fortune, which I can share.
It was uncanny. It's like, have you heard those stories of like what they call those doppelgangery thingies?
I don't know. But the thing is, obviously, if they've murdered this guy, then knowing that I'm somebody that looks like him is still alive, they're going to come after me, which means they're going to come after the party. So you all need to be aware of the danger involved with me being in the party.
And you've been wandering around all day in the town, in the city, without your hood up, showing yourself off to every assassin and his friend, walking around with us. That Red Man just shakes his head.
Yeah, but the man, the other man was killed by the beastmen we killed. It wasn't taken out by assassins. It was beastmen.
I thought it was crossbow bolts in his back. Was
It was crossbow bolts. It was actually the goblins that took him out.
Goblins. That was right.
Oh, I thought he was assassinated. Okay. Trying to remember.
Wait, didn't we kill the goblins?
Yep.
But then we met on the road those. Oh wait, somebody. Hang on, somebody. We met someone on the road.
More than one group of goblins.
No, that was a goblin camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the last group of goblins.
At the goblin camp, we had the ones that attacked the cart.
Yeah.
These I thought were brigands.
I'm going to say, in response to Rembrandt, it's a case of, well, I'm not going to hide. I don't really care. I'm not going to hide from people. I'm going to be as I am.
You didn't think, well, I've been saying I've been feeling uneasy in this place all day. I feel like someone's got an arrow knocked from me back all day, and now you tell us this. Great.
Well, I mean, I could say nothing and just walk around and just keep it to myself.
Oh, you could, I suppose.
You know what these pieces of paper say? Considering none of you know how to read.
Well, this is it. I have no idea because I can't read it.
So what are you saying? You're a long lost brother, cousin of this guy that you don't know about, or what?
No idea. I have no idea who this person is. Completely new to me.
According to this letter, the recipients.
Ella read it out. This letter to us.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking just then, but nobody said. Right, so Ella's already explained what it is.
Yeah.
When you mentioned this letter already, you thought we saw it like last session or something.
That is a very big target for you to have on your back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from Vulcan, from your perspective, there are clearly people here in Altdorf that think they know you.
Whether they're friendly or not.
The ear-wiggling people.
Yeah.
You're clearly not him.
Definitely not him. I can vouch for that.
You've not got any lost memories or.
Look, you're playing a dangerous game if you think you can claim this inheritance.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
He looks at Volquin and kind of raises one of her eyebrows. I'm prepared to play the game.
This is it. This is the question. Do we play the game? But see, I've got no knowledge of this guy or his family or his history or anything. So if I start digging deep,
whenever you
then-
see someone looking at you, just run over to them and threaten them almost.
No, you
I'm gonna-
don't need to. You don't need to know the history of this man. You're being vouched by these people on here that you are him. The bearer of this document is Castor Aloysius Lieberung.
There we go.
This says null. We got to go to null.
No, that's where the lawyers are.
Yeah.
If you read the other letter, the person that left a fortune is previously from Ubersreich.
I'm not.
Lieberung. As many lengthy researches, we have come to believe that you are the only living relative of one Baronet Lieberung, late of the town of Ubersreich. This being the case, and any other heretofore unknown and pertinent factors notwithstanding, I am herewith charged to inform you that you are the sole beneficiary of the late Baronet's will, last will and testament, hereinafter referred to as the part of the first part, as well as to the entail of his title and all lands and estates attached thereunto. I, the undersigned, acting in my capacity as legal executor of the aforementioned document of the party of the first part, do therefore urge you to make your way with all convenient speed to my offices at the address superscribed to this letter. Thereupon, and upon your production of a signed and twofold witnessed affidavit, confirming your identity as Castor Aloysius Lieberung, we shall be pleased to place into your hand the title deed to Lieberung Manor and all attached lands and estates and the bequeathed sum of 20,000 gold crowns imperial. I remain your most humble and respectful servant, Dietrich Baal, KC, LLB, Alt, signed this 10th day of Nachhexten in the 2512th year of the Empire. Messrs. Lock, Stock and Baal, civil lawyers, commissioners for oaths, etc., Gartenweg, Bogenhaven.
Yeah. So basically, they were on the way to Bogenhaven.
That doesn't. This is too convenient that we're the prince, what's his name, person went to Bogenhafen, whatever, and this thing's sending us there as well. What's going on?
We were going the other
Surely.
direction at the time. It's a coincidence because we were heading to Altdorf when we found this.
Yeah, Bogenhafen's
Days
a popular
ago.
place.
We are in Altdorf, though.
Yeah. But now
We
we're
just
heading
got
that way.
to
We were
Bogenhafen.
heading the opposite direction before.
Well, we're going to meet the prince, aren't we? So, two birds, a monster. What do you say?
There we go.
What, are you going to go and meet the prince? Pretend to be someone you have no idea who he is?
No.
Oh, the
no.
prince is the prince.
We're going
The
to
Get
prince.
found out,
Hang
get
on a
us all
minute,
strung up and hung, or worse, back in the watch.
The prince
We're going
wants
to go meet-
adventurers. He doesn't care about this person's estate.
Yeah,
They
we're going
just
to
want
this
to-
guy. Yeah, we're going to here to these solicitors, and he's going to present himself.
I'm getting
Yeah,
paid
he's
to hit things. That's what I'm
I
going.
mean, you don't have to come with us. You can wait outside if you want. I just thought,
Me?
Volkman just thought it'd be nice to include the group, to include everybody.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
I
kind
don't
of
mind
person
Ben's
he
money,
is.
but it's a bit weird, to be honest. What the hell's my eyes gone green?
That you don't know.
No, it's the feather. It's magic.
Maybe you're just envious.
Well, that does go well with my red hair. So.
True.
You're a witch. Red hair.
No, that'd be daft. What kind of witch actually goes around with red hair and a
I said my colour.
Yeah,
Oh, there's probably a few of them.
I'm sure they could probably cast the spells, change their appearance. Wait, maybe Volkwin's a witch. He's made himself look like that other bloke.
I didn't make
He's
myself
always
look
looked
like
like
him.
this to us.
He's,
I am.
yeah.
He's always looked like this
looked
to
like
us.
Volkman.
Are we sure you look exactly like him?
Yeah, trust me. You didn't say it, but it was just until I put my boot to his face, it was a spitting image of him.
Do you remember what you were doing before
You put your boot to his. So, what are you telling me that you put your boot to a noble's face and then you kicked him into a ditch?
He was no noble.
Look at that bloody letter. He's a bloody noble.
I can't read. He wasn't a noble. He was on his way to become one.
So you just saw someone who looked like Vulcan on the floor and decided to boot his face in?
It was scary. You didn't see it. It was right
I'll
proper
give
scary.
you that. I know he looks pretty rough, but that's a bit harsh.
It's even got the same mole on his face in the same place.
So did he die from a crossbow bolt or from?
Two bolts in his back. So I
Definitely
mean,
two bolts.
he wasn't very well.
No.
This just stinks of trouble for me. If
Really, goblins don't use
Just to me as
crossbows.
They use everything they can.
But there's a crossbow. It's mechanical. Goblins aren't good with mechanical stuff.
Do we know of any creatures in the setting like doppelgangers from D&D? Are there a Warhammer equivalent?
Yeah,
we wouldn't know.
but we wouldn't know.
That's what I mean. Do we know whether there's a from folklore type of thing? Because we've heard of all sorts of creatures like beastmen and things. Are there
No, beastmen are real.
Yeah.
Beastmen are real. You have seen Beastmen, I think.
We have indeed.
Yeah, we would.
Mutants are real. People who look like other people.
Not real. And giant horned rats, not real.
Look, you get some pretty big rats in Altdorf.
There are giant rats. There are
Size
giant
of
rats.
dogs.
I've seen giant rats, but I've never seen one with a horn.
Yeah, you've not seen Skaven.
Even if you had one of them big Altdorf sewer rats with a horn on its head, you just stab it, axe or sword. Don't get me wrong, it's a little bit creepy.
I have
but
no idea of a underground empire of rat men living under.
No, you don't.
I've seen a rat with a horn, and he was giving it to that woman rat.
One was a rat catcher.
maybe that's what he's on about.
But
Did he smell booze?
No, that was the worrying thing.
The rat catcher profession about Skaven.
No, it's about rats.
It's about rats.
It's about sewer rats.
Look, Vulcan, what do you want to do about this?
I'm quite.
People can just go somewhere, please. I'm getting bored.
Okay.
That's better as well as me.
Welcome to go to sleep, fella. The door's there as well. We're not holding you here.
When you go shopping again?
Are you going shopping?
Lisa's on the road.
I'm going shopping.
There's
Yeah,
a nice.
we'll
there's
go
a
catch up with the
river.
prince. You can catch her.
I need to get a new hat to match my new hair. My eyes.
Okay.
With that, Ella walks out of the room.
Okay, Ella walks out of the room. What are the rest of you doing? It's probably by now. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you what. I agree with whatever Volquin says. I think we should follow this through. But in the meantime, while you discuss this, I think it might be worth some of us trying to get a boat to go downriver upriver to Bergenhafen.
Yes, we definitely need to get transport to Bergenhafen.
Everyone's
moving.
Because that's just to catch the prince.
Ella, you've been out meandering the shops for about 15, 20 minutes. When you hear your name being called out from across the street. Ella! Ella!
Do you?
Well, it's not who are you. You recognise who it is. It's Joseph. Joseph Quartine, the man that you rescued from the damaged coach on your way here about 3 or 4 or 5 days ago.
Wait, is that the one with the guard escort?
It was the one that was, yeah, he was on the coach where the guards had been killed, the horses were being eaten and stuff by the goblins.
He was
Oh,
transporting
we just-
the goods, wasn't he?
Was that
It was
the guy transporting wood?
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Ah.
Ah, it's good to see you. You finally made it to the great city. Where are your friends? You here on your own?
No, they're just having an argument back at home.
Well, look. I still owe you and your friends for helping me out. How about I buy food and drink for you all this evening at the Boatman Inn. I've come into a bit of money. I've got my luckies up. I'm heading to Bogenhaven on the first the first tide of the morning. So more than happy to pay you as a thank you, since I guess you'll be staying here, and I doubt I'll see you again. I pay my dues.
Do you need muscle by any chance as well for your trip?
Muscle? How do you mean muscle?
You know, protection.
Well, I don't necessarily need protection. The river's pretty safe. But
True.
a few pairs of extra hands on as crew would be helpful. Why are you looking to get away from those argumentative friends of yours and strike out on your own?
No, they'll be coming with us, but you know, you want to offer us help for what we've done before, but it sounds like we'll be helping you get to your next location as well.
Well, I'll tell you what I can do. As I said, I need some extra hands. The boat's going to be quite heavy. We've got quite a bit of cargo to take back to Bogenhaven for the Schaffenfest. So, if a few of you and a few of your companions are willing to sign on as crew, official and all that, I can pay 2 shillings per day for those, and the rest of your crew we can squeeze on the boat for free.
That sounds like a good deal. I think the night will be alright. I'm not too sure about the witch hunter. It doesn't like manual work, I don't think.
Oh, look, I'll leave it to you. As I said, I'll be down at the Boatman Inn this evening. It's not too far away. It's at the end of Street of 100 Taverns, just across from the water. Shall we say?
Why are you going to Bogenhaven?
I've got a cargo full of wines. Make some money.
This is the one that we turned
Do you
down.
normally go from Adult to Bogenhaven?
Well,
Do you remember when we went through Bogenhafen, they were preparing for a festival, right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Steffenfest or something?
The Schaffenfest.
Steffenfest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let the party know when I get back.
Okay. Well, I'll be at the inn. If you don't turn up, I'll assume that you don't want a lift after all. As I said.
Wait, what time is this tomorrow?
Well, we'll be. I'll be leaving first light on the first tide tomorrow. But I'll be happy to pay my way as thanks for this evening.
Do you want to give me the money now, and I'll pass it on to everyone when I get back?
Oh, no, well, we need to do a proper contract. Everything's got to be proper.
No, I mean, you're gonna, not that. I meant the food. No, mate, you can't pay me food, can you? Because of
Here's a couple of doggy bags, Ella.
That's on a stick. There you go.
Right, and a meal for
Yeah, he's paid for a meal for tonight for us, and then if we want to go with him, we'll be there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but how's he going to pay us if he doesn't come back to the tavern with us?
No, he's got his own.
With me, I mean.
No, what he's suggesting is he will be at the
tavern.
Yeah, he will be at the Boatman Inn this evening from sort of 6 o'clock onwards. If you want to join him, he will pay for food and drink for the night.
Cool. Okay. What time is it now?
It's early afternoon. It's getting close to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, I will go and do my wandering around adult.
Yeah.
And when I get back, I'll let the party know what I've just encountered.
What do the rest of you want to do then for the afternoon?
Well, if I got this information from Ella, I'm a little bit concerned my sword's not going to be fixed by tomorrow. Well, it's going to be fixed tomorrow, but I don't know whether it'll be fixed early.
Oh gosh, it might by first dawn. Why don't you go find out?
I might pop and see the Smith and just.
Okay.
By the way, before I do anything, what about? I thought we were supposed to be going to the College of Magic to tell them about that rogue wizard.
I think that was getting done when you were shopping.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought
It was meant to be, yeah, because I went first light, and then that's what I was meant to be doing in the morning. But
I
since
forgot
I've
about
been
that.
away,
we were going to sell the spirits that we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can sell the spirits. You can probably get. How many bottles did you have? 6.
100.
You didn't have 100.
It was a case, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 6. Give me a D100 roll.
Don't forget guys with me.
Oh, what? Everybody or just?
No, just fine with.
sure, well, Kay would be happy to support with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the haggling.
13. Oh, that's right. I don't have Death on the Reich on here, do I? I keep looking for Death on the Reich stuff, and I don't actually have it on here. Bear with me. It's not haggle that you're rolling, so it might actually not be a D10. Give me a second. No, it's done slightly different. So what you're rolling for is to establish the quality of the goods that you have. I can't remember if we already did that. I don't have it written down.
No, we had somebody say it was.
Yeah, Genevieve said it wasn't very good.
Yeah, she said it was basic. Yeah.
It was basic, so we did do that. Okay.
Wait, Genevieve. Wait, do we meet the vampire in Altdorf?
No.
No, it's lady at the end we were at.
The board that's.
Actually, she runs a. She actually runs a tavern in Altdorf, but I can't remember the name of it. I forgot.
Yeah. This is the tavern you're staying at.
No, the vampire.
Oh, okay. No, no idea.
I have no idea what vampire you're on about.
Talking about knowledge, my character probably wouldn't know.
Correct. Stop metagaming. Dart.
I just really like that book. It's really brilliant.
Okay, so
I came to the roles in Warhammer because of that book, because of the way it described vampires.
Okay, so we said it was just basic stuff, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't dishwater, but it was.
It wasn't vinegar, but it wasn't like very fancy wine.
Yeah. Okay, so it would count as passable. Okay. Give me a haggle roll, and you can have a +10 bonus as Kay will help you with that conversation.
Right, +10 bonus. So I just make it instead of an average. So it's challenging, isn't it? So should I just
challenging with a +10, yeah.
With a +10. So where do I put the +10?
There is an option. There's a bonus box.
Success bonus? No, you want SL bonus? I'll put 10 in modifier.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Oh, 99.
That roll, you just turned it into blue water.
No, it's a red balloon.
Critical fumble. The best.
It is the critical fumble. Technically,
the worst roll in the game.
Because at the moment, you're not finding anybody that will take the goods off your hands.
You'd have to pay them to take it off your hands.
Not even the wino in the gutter.
Right, hang on. What about? I'm not there at the moment, but that's true. You guys don't know about the wine being delivered to Bogdaven. Why don't you just take it back to Bogdaven and stay there?
Because we've carted this thing all the way from there.
I thought you were gonna land on 04 then. For the 6 bottles, given the state of it, you are offered 3 gold crowns.
Yeah, I'm sure Kay would push for more, but I'll hold
And
out
that
my
is
hand.
Kay pushing for more.
All right, in which case I'll hold out my hand and say thank you. Can I have that in
Writing.
in writing in silver, please?
Well, actually, you do get a signed chip from the merchant to say that he has purchased for the sum of 3 gold crowns 6 bottles of average quality spirits.
Wonderful, thank you.
So you need to go to the bank to get the money.
No, he gives him the 3 gold crowns.
Oh, right, okay.
He gives him the money, but he also gives him the receipt so that it's a legal binding. So you can't come back and say you never had the money and he stole the goods from you. So
Yeah,
it's
I have
all
no idea
pretty.
what it says, but I'll take the 3 gold and a bit of paper.
All right. So Ella, I saw your thing that you want to do. Message me what the outcome of that you're aiming for. Message me separately for that. Because what I would say is Ella probably trots back to the inn about 4 o'clock and tells you of her meeting with Joseph, his invitation for dinner this evening, and the fact that he is taking his barge, the Beer Belly, south to Bogenhaven on the first tide of the morning,
That sounds perfect.
and has offered free passage for all of you, but for those who want to actually act as crew and physically do labour on the boat, 2 shillings a day.
Is that food for the trip in as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would we do for the
I'll crew.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I do it for free if they can fit the horses on.
You'll need to have that conversation with him.
Because I don't think Rembrandt would want to leave his horse behind.
No.
So you'll need to have that conversation, yes.
Yeah.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Yeah, get a coffee.
Where did you put the picture of Ella? Ah. Oh, nice. That's beautiful. It's a titan, isn't it? Secret present. Now with a bit of paint, you can hide those.
I have a genuine Forge World the Caster's Knight Castigator, I think it was, or Soresta's Knight Castigator behind it. You can't see it. I need to kind of redo my shelf at some point so you can see them. But she looks really good when it's all painted.
She?
She looks really good, yeah. They're all she's.
Oh.
Well, your car must be a she, right? Your car is not male, it is female.
Yeah.
Through this.
I think all machinery is female, isn't it?
Most of it.
Because when you break down, you get the ability to say bitch.
Or you rely upon it to look after you.
That's true.
Anyway, are we back?
Yeah, good. Apart from Evil's not there yet.
I think so.
That's fine. So it's probably about, as I say, it's probably about 4 o'clock, just gone 4 o'clock, when Ella returns and gives you the news that she bumped into Joseph. Joseph has offered to buy you drinks and food for the evening and to provide a ferry, a boat for you to head down or upriver to Boggenhaven.
It's very good timing.
That's most fortuitous. That's. And to meet old Joseph again, that must be lovely because he seemed like a kindly fella. Very much.
You're echoing, Eddie.
It's Dart.
Ah,
What?
anyone
Oh no,
talks.
it's Chet maybe.
What's the matter?
What?
Hang on.
Eddie was echoing.
Let me talk. Here we go. No. Oh, weird.
I don't know.
Huh?
Not me,
What?
is it? Is it? No.
Let's go.
Your camera's possessed.
I know. I'm sure it's a driver update that's popped out. So it's done it once before, and it was that.
So, Evil's not back, is he?
No.
I'll deal with his sword when he comes back.
Well, head over to meet Joseph then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as Ella explains, Joseph has sort of said from 6 o'clock onwards. So you're kind of loitering out where you are. You head around a little bit more shopping in Altdorf before you make your way down the Street of 100 Taverns. And Volkwin kind of counts
99.
every single one of them on his fingers and toes.
There's 99. There isn't 100. That's so wrong.
No, there's 101.
And it's the extra pint that kills me. That's it.
And it's the extra pint that pushes you into perpetual alcoholism. Evil, can you give me a D20 roll? I know D20s don't technically exist in this, but just give me a D20 roll.
I'm going to head with Rembrandt's to the shop just to window shop the weapons on.
Okay.
Sale.
So as the group kind of, again, you kind of separate. Rembrandt, being very concerned about his sword, wants to go back over to the blacksmith and check that the blacksmith, how is the blacksmith getting on? And the rest of you, like Volkwin, kind of counts on his fingers and his toes, counts the number of inns as you kind of walk down. You perhaps decide not to have a beer in every single one of them. Maybe every fourth one you could have a beer. Still 25 pints, and you'll still be beyond an consume alcohol roll, to be fair. Getting to the blacksmiths, you are pleasantly surprised to find that your sword has indeed been fixed. And the blacksmith has, as you kind of walk in, fortuitously, as they say, your 19 was very good, you see. He has one of his apprentices currently using like a leather strip to finish the edge off on the blade.
Oh, fantastic.
Master. Well, your sword didn't quite take as much as we thought it would do. It was in better condition than it looked like. It just needed a good sharpen, a little bit of steel work, but nothing that we couldn't handle for you. Here. And he kind of takes it and
Sure, just needed the right pair of hands. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. I hope it meets your needs, good sir.
Not as fine as the axes you sold me, but it will do as a good backup blade.
Well, I trust you will keep them sharp.
I certainly shall. Thank you, Master Dwarf.
You are welcome. And if you need any more, you know where to send your friends.
I do indeed. And should I be back Altdorf way sometime soon with a little more coin in my pocket, I will be sure to visit you.
Well, that would be very good. Thank you.
I will add my sword back to my inventory if I may.
No worries. You may? Yes.
Fantastic.
So sort of 6 o'clock rolls round, you find yourself in the Boatman Inn. It is a tavern very much as you imagine. It is full of sailors. Not seamen. There are a number of river folk inside the inn. It's probably 2/3 full. The majority of them boatmen. There are a number of sailors. The atmosphere in here is cordial, friendly. The food, drink are of good quality.
Well,
Already,
full of sailing.
as you arrive, you can already see that there are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 bottles of wine in the middle of the table, and an 8th that's open and half drunk already in front of him. Plus several platters of cold cuts, bread, cheeses, a few vegetables, already laid out.
I, for one, think it's nice that Zed's joining us tonight.
Well, my friends, again, I want to thank you for saving my life from those nasty goblins. Please, tonight is yours. And I understand from Mistress Ella here that you may be interested in accompanying me to Bogenhaven on the tide in the morning.
That Master Joseph would be wonderful, and I'm for one quite keen to help out.
Oh, are you? Well, I hope she explained the arrangement. Anybody who is willing to crew for me, I will take you on as official crew members. 2 shillings per day. I can only really accommodate 4 of you as crewmen, because any more than that, and you'll probably get in each other's way. But the rest of you, I'm open to taking you at no cost.
How much space have you got on your vessel?
Well, I have a little space. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find the map.
Space for 2 horses?
Yeah, I don't think so. That, I think, is going to be a challenge.
We can fit them if we can chop them up.
Fit them in if you can chop them up. Yeah. Check to see if there's a map of the beer belly.
So I said finds a map and it's massive.
No, it's not that big. It must be in here. Or maybe it's kind of irrelevant. It is a straightforward barge. So it's not huge.
What would be our option for riding the roads in time?
4 to 5 days.
Compared to the barge would be
4 days. But the road has a slightly higher chance of you encountering stuff you don't necessarily want to deal with.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you. So I'm just trying to find. I can't see it in the book. There doesn't appear to be there doesn't appear to be a map of the beer belly in here.
with a barge, apparently 3 crew are standard. To give you an idea of size.
Yeah, it's not. It has a cabin, and it has a cabin underneath. It has The cargo sits on the top deck, though. The cargo, it doesn't have like a cargo hold, and the cargo is going to be pretty full when it comes to getting all of his cargo on top of it.
I turn to Elgas and say, look, I could have another option. From time to time, I can procure stabling potentially for our horses. I'm not sure we want to be taking them on this trip anyway. The rest of the team don't have horses. We'll be travelling with this prince, etc., and is trained for some of the distance. Might be more of a hindrance in the mountains.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Probably a safer route.
I don't know whether we can risk the delay if we want this work, and just the two of us on the road. I know we can make good time, just the two of us, but it has been pretty risky recently.
Yeah. We've had bandits, greenskins.
Rumours of mutants, rumours of beastmen.
Yeah, probably not the best route.
My snoring.
I thought that was Ella.
It could have been.
What was me?
Snoring.
Yeah. Stabling might be the better route. Where would it be stabled though? Here. We've not been here before. The temple?
Well, sort of. You know, my Knight's chapter has a small enclosure near the Temple of Sigmar. We often work with the temple, as you know, but I'm sure they might be able to help us out. I have recently gained my full knighthood, and I'm sure they'd be willing to, perhaps for a small payment, look after the horses, provided we wouldn't mind them using them while we're away. Should anyone need any transportation?
No, that sounds fine.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, it's possible the Witchensers have got a similar type of thing here. Only I don't know them being as careful with the horses as a knight would be.
All I would say is they'll get some pretty good treatment in the stables. Yeah. They might even train them a bit for us if we're lucky.
Yeah, sounds an excellent idea.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's settled then, gentlemen, because I was sweating a little bit about the thought of how I could actually get horses onto my humble barge. I have to say, I don't think they would fit, or I don't think they would be comfortable. But you know, why don't we go and take a look at it later? And I think that is the wise choice. But take a look and see what you think. But yes, I don't think we could quite fit the 7 of you plus 2 horses plus the cargo. I think would be a little bit too much for my humble little barge.
Of course. I'd be certainly happy to work. Always keeps my mind off things. If you need anything heavy moving or some oars pulling.
Well, that sounds good. Well, look, that's a couple of you. Any more interested in the work?
Yeah,
me. Okay.
To Kay, I'm sort of whispering. Plus, I think I overspent an outdoor on these braces. A bit light a coin.
She smiles at you. So, I don't know. I can tell. I know straight away Rembrandt won't be interested. But if you choose to actually work on the journey,
yes,
you are entitled to an immediate career change to boatman at no cost.
That's quite cool.
I have no idea about what that means. So
let me just double check for you. So I think it puts you into it would be an immediate career and I think it's an immediate class and career change.
nah, I'm happy as I am. I don't know the game well enough to do a change. But thanks all the same.
Hold on. Don't dismiss it just yet.
Okay.
Page 93.
Page 93. Thanks, Kev.
I'm just looking at boat. So I'm assuming it would be at boat hand level 1.
It would be at level 1. It would put you into the river folk class. It would put you at boat hand, which is an immediate silver 1.
Some good stuff there, actually.
It's not a bad class. Now, what I will tell you, a bit of foresight here. The second book is called Death on the Reich, and the Reich is a big river, and you spend about 60 to 70% of your time on the river. So having somebody, but again, this is your choice, but having somebody that can actually manage a boat is going to be very helpful for you.
It's also reasonably prestigious. It's silver 1.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Bloody hell.
Yeah. It's and the fact it costs no XP to switch, whereas normally it would be at least 200 XP for you to switch into that. You don't have to make that choice today. Have a think about it. If it is something you're interested in, just let me know, and we can set that up for next session.
Okay.
Yeah, the skills aren't bad on it either.
Nice.
Most important ones there for you as well. Consume alcohol.
Yeah. So the evening kind of passes. You gradually and slowly descend into that lull, that buzz between not sober and, I'm a bit wasted. The food is good, the company is good. Joseph loosens up, regales you with a bunch of stories about his various journeys on the rivers. He also tells you a few things kind of catch your attention. It tells you that there's been strange goings on at the university. It's full of demonologists and necromancers, dabbling things that are better left alone. He doesn't really know what's been going on, but he kind of he talks about strangely robed figures prowling the university cloisters late at night, accompanied by sounds of weird chants, clapping bells, and sinister bones. He also tells you a story about an old friend of his, a boatman who had worked the river for over 20 years, who suddenly developed an oily yellow skin and bulging eyes. And he kind of, raises a glass for a second to his old mate, and then he says, of course he's dead now, drowned by his own companions. Can't be having no mutants driving the boats on the rivers.
Trying strange magics there. That could explain a couple of the weird things.
Did he used to drink a lot?
He drinks a lot.
I had an uncle who drank a lot. He went a bit yellow and all.
Joseph is drinking a lot right now. He's probably on to his 3rd bottle of wine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that comes outside. I'm taking it easy.
Everybody give me challenging perception tests.
Ooh, perception.
I also did ask, incidentally, Zed, and I don't think you necessarily heard because you were speaking about other stuff. When I got back, was have I felt still as uneasy?
Yeah, you still feel uneasy. Yes, it's just constant, and it's giving you that urge to leave.
I'm being careful with how much I'm drinking as well.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was saying. It could explain some things like Ella's eyes changing colour, that man ranting, a prophecy type thing, and
Put somebody put stuff in the beer.
No, the wizards playing about with demons in the university.
So what was average perception?
Challenging perception.
Challenging perception.
Yeah, I've done my normal roll.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's a trained skill for this level, so I might have to make it.
Everybody but Elgast.
Boom.
I'll win just about. Oh no, you made it on the second roll.
What was that noise?
Many rolls.
Impressive success.
Impressive success.
That's very good.
I have not heard you do that before. That was quite cool. All of you, apart from Elgast, who is currently being regaled by Joseph, telling a tale of witches, a witch's coven that sailed the river, the Vicebrook Canal, and he's kind of got you a little bit enraptured in this tale that he's telling. You're half thinking, yeah, this is another one of those fisherman's tales. But the other half of you's like, ooh, witches. Maybe I need to investigate and get my thumb screws out.
With green eyes.
The rest of you notice a tall, gaunt man who kind of saunters into the bar room, wears matte black leather clothing. That in itself isn't what draws your attention to him. But what draws your attention to him is the fact that every table he passes, people instinctively move out of his way. So they will grab their beer and sit back in their chair or lean away from him, or lean forwards deliberately. Nobody makes eye contact with him. And you'll kind of, he goes over to the bar, and you'll hear you hear this kind of gruff, brandy, now. And you watch the barman kind of gulps a little bit, goes behind, and pulls out a bottle of brandy. He grabs the brandy, tosses a couple of coins on the table, and walks round the bar to this corner table with two sailors, and he just stands there and he looks down at them. You two, fuck off. And they immediately kind of grab their ale cups and kind of nod and kind of skirt away from him. And he kind of sits himself down back into the corner, so he's got a full view of the tavern, and he just sits there watching.
Does he want to join our party?
Joseph, who's that fella just walked in then? He seems to command an almighty presence. I'm whispering that, by the way, not...
Joseph kind of... well, I don't know who he is, but he's trouble. Suggest we keep ourselves to ourselves, keep our heads down, pretend he's not there. He'll probably leave us alone. I hope.
Did he buy a brandy?
He bought a bottle of brandy.
So quite a few coins then he put on that table.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how much is a bottle of brandy, just out of interest?
It depends on its quality. Anything from about...
10 shillings?
Anything from 10 shillings to probably 2 or 3 gold.
Wow. Okay.
Does he look like he knows his way around a blade in his
He
fist?
looks like he knows his way around violence.
Yeah.
Literally, just violence.
Just violence of any variety.
Yes.
A dangerous looking man. Okay.
Yes.
Ella gets up from the table.
Okay.
Is Ella looking over towards this fellow who's come in?
Yeah.
If she is, yeah, I'm gonna pull her back down again.
Oh yeah, I'll just whisper to her. I'm not sure that's one you want to wrestle with.
Sorry.
You know that if Guy was here, Kay would do.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you go to rise, there's another commotion, and you hear this rather posh, quaint voice. I'm sorry, chaps, what a quaint establishment! Two of your finest beverages, landlord. And you see these two rather well-dressed, clearly aristocratic-like cunts. No other word to describe them. Have sat down at the bar, and there are four burly, big blokes, kind of stood with their arms crossed, various items of pain endowed around their bodies.
Rembrandt's going to make sure he's sitting in a way that it won't take him long to get to his feet, because he suspects there's going to be a problem here.
Yeah, I'm expecting the same.
I'm not getting involved, but I'm expecting there's going to be a problem.
I'm use it as a learning experience.
They're kind of they're talking to each other. At first, this kind of conversation is kind of muted and it's difficult to hear. But gradually, you can, as they start to drink, you get like drifting words come over, and you'll be like, "Yeah, look at that woman. She's a filthy oik, isn't she? No better, not even good enough for my horse to sleep with."
Oh God! That's...
And he's like, and the other one was be like, "Oh, Jacob, yes, Jacob. Well, look at that man over there, the one with the wart on his nose. Yes, he'd do well having a dunk in the river. He does smell a little bit, doesn't he? Landlord, this place is disgusting. It smells terrible. Brandy, landlord. Quickly, line them up." And more coin kind of goes on, and you'll get a glint of maybe a couple of gold crowns landing on the bar.
At this point, I've chopped the meat on my plate into small pieces, and I'm eating them like popcorn.
Okay.
In terms of how far away from these fops are we?
So how many big burly men are there?
4 of them. You are probably let's have a look. Let's get a general. I don't want to use. We've used that before. Let's get a general in, just to give you an idea. Let's use this.
I'm assuming these 4 guys are basically the hired muscle for these tossers. Then
you would, yes, you believe so. Yeah. No. So the place is probably no more than about I don't know. Let's see if this has got a. It's probably no more than a small British pub kind of size common room. You're probably tucked towards one corner. The door is not quite in the middle, probably slightly more to the northern end of eastern wall, if you like. The bar is to the west wall, in the sort of the northwest corner. The guy in the black is probably down in the southwest corner. You're more likely in the southeast corner, and there's probably half a dozen more tables of various sizes between you and the bar and you and the door. All in all, probably 10 to 12 tables of a mixture of anywhere between 4 and 8 people in terms of capacity on those tables.
Yeah, so there are probably about 3 tables at most between them.
Yes, but yeah, between you and the guy in black, there's probably 3, maybe 4 tables. Between you and the guys at the bar and the bouncers, there's probably 4 tables. Yeah. And then you kind of go. Then you hear one of the two go, "Barkeep, when I said brandy, I didn't mean a little thimbleful. I wanted a pint of brandy." And the barman kind of gulps and kind of reaches, and more gold coins appear. And he pours a couple of pints of brandy. And one of them stands up. George, let's play Brandy Bounce, shall we? And he takes his pint and he stands up and he kind of walks.
Do I know what Brandy Bounce is? I'm assuming it's a
Everybody
drinking game.
Go for either a law local or a law Reichland test. But I want you to challenge him.
Don't have that.
Straight intelligence?
I wouldn't happen to know it being the son of a noble and having etiquette nobility, would I?
I would need you to roll.
Okay.
Oh, Elgast, you do. Volquin, you know. Langwin, you know. Ella doesn't.
Was it challenging?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandy Bounce, depending on whether you're the giver or receiver of the Brandy Bounce, is either, depending on your outlook in life, is either really funny or really nasty. It involves downing a pint of brandy and throwing up on the closest person you can get to.
Oh, I'm making sure I'm never the closest person to these.
Yeah.
So they start to circulate around the inn.
I'm giving whoever is playing Brandy Bounce, if they're coming my way, a very, very stern look, like I know what they're up to.
Yeah, I'm
a little shake of the head.
If they come my way, I'm just touching my hat, see if they actually get the message.
The two of them. So the first thing, first one next week, pat down all over the closest table, covering two of the locals, and they start guffawing and laughing and. Wasn't he, Jacob? Oh, yes, George. He was bounced well. Let's see if we can bounce this table. And he goes over to the next table, down it on Oliver. And this starts going. Every time somebody stands up, a bouncer puts his hand on their shoulder and forces them back down into the seat. And the hands are probably twice the size and thickness of Rembrandt's hands.
My hands are fucking huge.
These guys are probably...
These guys ogres.
No, they're not ogres, but they're probably... Let's have a look. I think they're about strength 80 type people.
What?
Yeah. Strength 60.
Can I do something here?
Yeah, of course you can, because they're getting closer to you.
I'd like to stand up and go to the bar.
Yeah.
I would like to say to the barman, I'd like a bottle of brandy, please. Can you then take it to the table with that other guy?
Yeah.
And just say compliments of our table.
Okay.
And so I would say,
the guy in matte black.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. That might be a good shout.
So
as you do that, Volquin, give me an average intuition test.
Oh God, where's that?
Yeah, these two fops are going to pick up that somebody else is drinking brandy. Ask him to join in.
Where do I find intuition?
It's the main page.
Oh, I see. Average. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Found it. I think I'll roll that again.
Ooh, that would be a good choice.
Take a dark deal roll. What's that?
Don't do it.
Oh, you're out of fortune points.
No, he has a fortune point.
I can say should have plenty.
Oh, very good.
I'll take that.
Nice.
As you you're having this exchange and this interaction with the barkeep, all of this commotion is going on. That there are more and more people getting angry with these two nobles. You sort of say, barkeep, get a brandy for the gentleman in the. And as you look over to the gentleman in the corner, the guy in black, you realise that he knows the bodyguards.
On a
I will
friendly
still-
way, or
in a friendly way.
I'll still do it.
Okay.
I'll still buy him a bottle of brandy and compliments of our table.
Okay.
So, how much do I need to? How many gold do I need to lose?
Bottle of brandy. A bottle of gear. Bottle of gear. Bottle of brandy. Bottle of brandy. Bottle of brandy. It is going to be a few silver shillings, I would imagine.
Okay.
Just looking now. It's going to be. Actually, a pint of brandy or a pint of spirits is actually a common thing by the looks of this. How many pints in a bottle of brandy?
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, I'd say about 1.5.
I would say then he's going to charge you 3 shillings for the bottle.
Yep, I'll do that. I've just removed the 3 shillings.
Are you taking it over, or is the barman taking it over?
I'll ask the barman to take it over and say
Okay,
compliment to our table,
He takes it over.
and then I'll wander back to our table and sit down.
Okay.
I do think the fact that he came in and started drinking brandy and they started drinking brandy was a nice link. So well spotted.
Okay. At that point, the two nobles kind of come around to your table, and I'm going to roll a dice, and it's going to happen one way or another.
I'm taking my hat off and holding it in front of me. Mainly as a shield, if anything else.
Okay. Before any of you can really do, I mean, you can take your hat off because you've seen this coming.
Yeah.
And one of them kind of takes a big long pull on his thing and vomits all over Lanwin.
I'm just gonna look, stare, and I know what's happening, and I'm just gonna laugh and go ha 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 ha.
Can I do
Excellent
something?
aim, sir. Excellent aim.
What do you want to do, Volquin?
I want to take this this guy that's just puked, hand on the back of his head, and shove his face right into the table, breaking his nose.
Ooh,
I think you're
okay.
just about to start a fight with 5 dudes, minimum.
Yeah, no. I'm taking this.
2 things happen at that point. As you go to stand up, obviously rather irate at this, Joseph's hand reaches out and kind of goes across your chest, and he goes, "Don't sit down." The second thing that happens is the guy in the far corner stands up and smashes his brandy bottle on the edge of the table and just goes, "Why don't you country bumpkins go and get that piss swill cleaned off you in the river before you spend time in a civilized city? Fuck off."
Directed at us.
Yes.
Right. Get up and walk out.
Okay. Volquin, what are you doing?
I will walk out.
I will say, come on, Joseph, perhaps the Silver Griffin might be better for this evening's conversation. I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a drink or two myself.
Well, why don't we go to the beer belly? I've got some choice ales and some choice wines on there that we can finish the evening off with.
And then maybe I can jump in the river.
Yeah, yes, maybe.
On my way out to the 2 foppish nobles, I'm going to say you should comport yourself better in the rest of the world. You're a disgrace to your family.
They laugh. Oh, that's funny coming from a foppish country boy like you. Go back to the country and don't spoil our city with your foul stench. Look at him. He's covered in shit. pointing to Landwin as he's going out.
Which is slightly worrying, sir, because that shit came out of your mouth.
Well said, Landman. Well said. If they don't create any further action, they are happy to let us leave. We'll leave. If not, then
they just laugh at you and point and giggle.
Laugh and point and giggle's fine. Just incidentally, for a point of reference, if I require it, what are the laws on dueling? Because I'm going to axe one of these fuckers in the skull tomorrow morning before we leave. Because that's without a bodyguard, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know if dueling's covered in the book anyway. It must be.
It must be because there's a class duelist.
There is a duelist class, yeah.
Which means that they
if
may
he turns
actually
down
have
the duel, then I don't need to say any more, do I?
No.
Yeah, but can he have to get a second in which case you're fighting an expert duelist?
There is that. I do fight dirty though.
I would say
I'm a country bumpkin. I don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
See, I read that situation as the guy telling us to get out was basically to protect us as a thank you for the drink. Is how I read that. I don't know whether
these guys are assholes. They've come here to start a fight, 100%, and they've got this guy to do their dirty work, so their hands are clean because these guys can't fight.
Yeah, the two nobles I know are doing that. The bodyguards probably are. I thought the other guy in the corner was basically giving us an out.
He's paid by these guys to do the dirty work.
Yeah,
they're here for a jolly. Scum.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, they know no one's going to lay hands on them in this tavern because they're nobles, and they know for a fact that. And plus, they've got 4 big ogres, basically, as bodyguards. So they're coming here to cause trouble, and then they're going to get that guy, the dangerous-looking one, to fight them and kill them or whatever for their laughs.
Yep. That's about... and I guess you're kind of explaining this as you're kind of leaving the inn, but you have pretty much sussed out what they're doing.
I mean, technically slightly metted from the intuition that... I apologise, but...
No, it's fine.
I figured Rembrandt probably might.
Probably 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes after you kind of walk out, and you kind of he starts. Joseph kind of leads you down onto the riverfront. You can hear the nobles laughing and giggling as they kind of come out of the boatman inn, and then they head up the street of 100 taverns. And then their voices kind of disappear. And if anybody's looking, you'll see that they're just going to another bar.
Good retort there, Lamwin. You're right, he is full of shit.
If we see any city watch about, point out the inn and say, you expect trouble. There's 2 nobles going around causing fights.
We've been city watch.
Let's not get into the affairs of these nobles. No good will come of it.
Yeah, they'll probably
arrest
people with a vomit on them for being dirty.
I'm not going to point out the nobles. I'm just going to say there are some out there. So, with any luck, they'll try and find them, and we'll have a brawl going on or something. But we won't be anywhere near it.
No.
As you turn off, sort of the silver, the street of 100 taverns. Where's the out-of map? Joseph will lead you kind of towards Area 6, the docks. This time of night, it's now probably 10 o'clock. The docks are rather quiet. There's a few stevedores milling around, but not that many, and it's not a well-lit area. Just like the rest of the day, Rembrandt, your sixth sense is really bugging you. But now you're starting to get this extra itch. Like the darkness has hidden secrets, things that are watching you, things that are following you. And you get this sense of...
Not wanting to worry you, Elgast, but you're bit freaked out by that guy earlier. Not that any else of us heard it, but I think he might be onto something. Something is very off in this city. And I think something's got its eye on us.
I'll look around, see if I can see anyone
Give
watching.
me an easy perception check.
Easy.
Oh, very, very nice. Very
Ah,
nice.
I looked correctly in the eyes.
Succeeds.
I don't know, this might as well not roll, but wow.
Oh.
I'm not even going to re-roll.
80 is very good, actually, to beat.
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty good on those kind of skills. But
I was going to say, it's very good.
my rolling, however, was pretty amazing.
Well, that's
Elgas,
the only success
there
I've
are
had tonight.
definite footsteps behind you in the dark.
Oh. I bet it's that guy, that guy in the black.
Yeah, watch yourselves, we're being followed.
And a mist and fog is rolling into the city.
Oh.
Koa?
Something like
It's
that.
normal.
No.
As you
With
continue, as you keep walking towards, following Joseph, the footsteps a steady pace behind you. You can make out there are clearly two people following you, and Elgas, as you and maybe Rembrandt, you kind of drop back a little bit from the group and sort of start casually looking around and looking over your shoulder. Every now and then, in a bit of like weak fog-stricken lamplight, you can see what appears to be two figures moving. They're moving cautiously, but they're not moving stealthily.
I'm going
How
to put
big are they?
myself
The
like
same as the bodyguards?
No, not that big.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's not them then. Okay.
Do we want to confront them? They're not trying to hide that much.
Nah.
Then
I suspect they're following us, but
all of a sudden, as you all kind of moved out of a lamplight by one of the warehouses into a dark stretch, you hear a distinct thwunk of a crossbow, followed by what sounds like something heavy hitting the ground, and then immediately you hear another crossbow bolt, and another heavy thing hits the ground. And then the mist kind of parts a little bit, and you can see two figures lying on the floor.
I'm turning around to. Did the crossbow, the thunk, come from behind? From the turning around to see who fired.
Or was it further away from us than the people?
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's no sign of anybody moving. And then the mist kind of closes back in, and those two figures just disappear in the mist, in the dark.
We either got some guardian angels or...
Yeah. Go over and check the body.
Oh,
That's very strange.
Like
turn over the cloak or whatever they're wearing.
My shield's out on a wall, and I'm trying to cover Elgast while he's investigating.
I mean, so my sword's turned them over. I'm not touching the bodies themselves. Just
obviously, I'm giving the rest of the crew a heads up. We haven't just disappeared into the mist.
Do you think that's why? Shouldn't we just leave them and press on?
Joseph kind of goes, I would agree with your friend, a friend Landwin. The watch do patrol those docks, and it wouldn't be good for you to be found with two dead bodies.
How far away from me are they?
The bodies are probably 30 paces away.
Maybe right. maybe Elgas, the sooner we're out of this city, the better.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
And the bodies are the two people that were following us. Am I misunderstanding that?
As far as you can, I mean, if you're going to go look at that, I mean, you can no longer hear anybody following you, and approximately the two figures on the floor would appear to be in a position relative to where you last saw them. So, yeah,
Right.
you
Yeah.
think they are.
Right. Just keep going towards the barge then.
I just hope they don't look like me.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Joseph gets you to the bar.
So I'm listening out for any whistle of the guard or the watch or anything. Something weird going on here, but I
can't help think that we've got a target on our back for some reason.
So you're gonna. So continuing to drink, etc. Joseph will stay up till quite late, regaling you with tales, and he cracks open one of his crates of cargo, a rather exquisite brandy of a very decent quality.
Yeah, I'm not drinking anything else.
Does it smell better than my top?
Oh, he has you go in the river.
Yeah, I thought it would.
He
It's
has
just smell
you
like river now.
go in the river. Yeah, so this happened to my witch hunter. Sorry, my warrior priest. I got vomited all over and then got thrown off the boat by Joseph and by the rest of the party into the river to clean up.
Yeah.
Wasn't very pleasant. So what are you going to do for the rest of the night then?
I'm not drinking at all. I might take a sip of the brandy just as it's so nice.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same.
Yeah, it's a very good brandy.
Yeah, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm keeping an eye out for anyone else.
I might even every now and again have a bit of a look out and about.
Joseph doesn't really pick up on the fact that you're not drinking and that you're all kind of a little bit on edge. He's just carrying on necking. You'll also learn that there are two other people on board, a husband and wife, that are kind of also part of the crew. But they kind of stay down in the cabins below. The boat itself is a smallish barge. It does have a fairly decent carry capacity, but it certainly wouldn't be able to. You would either have to have no cargo and the horses, or cargo and no horses. And the other thing is, there's no real sides to the barge. It's just literally walk off the barge and you're in the water. There is a couple of masts here for the sails. So you would literally have nowhere for a horse to rest. It would literally be stood in a small area. And so, you do come to the conclusion that leaving the horses here in the care of somebody would be or selling them would be the most appropriate thing to do at this juncture. Are you going to head back to the Silver Griffin, or are you going to?
I'd like to try and arrange stabling. So whether that's very early in the morning or whenever, then what would be the most appropriate time?
Okay.
Assuming it's always got people manning it, etc.
So anybody staying on the boat that night, because Joseph is more than happy for you to stay on the boat. Anybody going back to the Silver Griffin? I guess you've probably left some of your gear.
I was going to say we need to go back and get gear, but I'm going to wait until like the crack of dawn to run back.
Okay.
Well, we've got to go back to the Griffin to get the horses.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I'll collect my gear when I go to get the horse.
Okay. Okay, I want to be really, really clear. I'm trying to understand where everybody is. So, are you all sleeping on the barge, getting up first thing in the morning and going, or are you some of you going back first overnight?
I think we should stick together. There's
I'm staying
I
on the
agree.
barge. It's foggy out there. I'm not wandering around.
Okay.
Yeah, while the fog's still out, don't move. If the fog stays all night, then we'll move in the morning because we haven't got any choice. But
I'm just going to sit here in the cabin, listen to Jamie Lee Curtis on the radio.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Nice legs. Sorry.
You are woken quite rudely by a concerned looking Joseph and the two crew members. They're literally just tipping buckets of river water on you to kind of wake you up.
Better than vomit, I suppose.
It's still dark. Joseph kind of kneels down next to you and says, well, I've got good news and bad news.
Bad news.
You're wanted for murder.
That's not so bad. Good news?
The nobles were found dead about an hour ago in an alley about 20 yards that way. And he points just between two warehouses. And in the mist, you can see a bunch of lanterns kind of bobbing around. And there is this little stir of voices and commotion just on the docks. Probably not 20 yards, probably 50, 60, somewhere between 50 and 100 yards away. Apparently, I heard a bunch of people telling the watch that you were seen following the nobles when they left the inn last night.
we left before the nobles.
Can you prove it?
You were with me.
Yeah.
He looks at you and goes, don't look at me. I know you didn't kill them, but the City Watch don't know that you didn't kill them.
Well, did I actually get to see any watch to tell? Like I mentioned that.
Yes, there will be watch. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll say that. Well, there's the watchmen that I told that there could be trouble about. So they'd have seen where they went, I would assume.
Do you know how the watch work? Joseph says, looking at you.
Yes.
There you go. These are nobles. Are you nobles?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And he looks at Volkwyn. Are you?
Not yet.
Yes, he is.
I am. But I'm in disguise.
A bit in disguise, and we're going.
We've got an hour before the tide's right for us to leave. You can hunker down in the hold here, hunker down in the cabins here, and wait. Or do you have business that you need to finish?
I'd like to be out of the city as soon as possible. Look, they'll find the real people. Let's get on our way. The sooner we're out of this town, the better.
Yeah.
We know we didn't do it. You know, they'll sniff around a bit, they'll figure it out, but I'm not going back through that whole bloody court process and joining the watch for 3 months just before they find out we didn't bloody do it again.
Well, to be honest, I don't think we'd be joining the watch if nobles are dead.
Well, some of you might not, but it sounds like Volkwyn might have a way out, and I might have half a chance as well as Elgast. But the rest of you might be right.
To be fair, I'm quite happy if Volkwyn makes it because I'm his worthy servant.
Kind of give a half disapproving glance at Volkwyn, but in this situation, I'm not going to say anything.
I'll give you a stern look back.
Yeah, if you'd like to address the master as caster, please.
Joseph says, well, as far as I can tell, I'm not wanted. You mentioned horses.
Yes.
If I...
Elgast, can you write a note?
Yes.
Perhaps you can get this to the postal service.
Absolutely.
So
that's what I was thinking.
Yes, I can write something.
Okay.
I'll work out a cost for you.
You're wanted for murder. Do you want to be seen on the streets of Altdorf at this point in time?
For a few
With a
pennies, because it's not very
letter.
far. I got paid 3 pence.
You quickly scrabble a note, and I guess the note is something along the lines of get it to the knights, get them to go and, collect the horses on your behalf and get them stabled and looked after. And maybe even collect your gear and store it for you.
Yeah. I'll sign my name on behalf of Rembrandt's name, and I would assume that you've got a seal anyway, being a knight.
I do actually, yes.
Joseph disappears, and about 40 minutes later, he kind of comes back. Well, I can't say those nobles didn't deserve what they got, but it certainly caused a stir in the city. He passes over a wanted poster, and there is a rather interesting, and if you kind of squint your eyes in a certain way, portrait of Ella on this thing, resplendent with a hat with a large set of plumes.
Short of me, you've got the most distinguishing feature now.
Green eyes and a nice large feather.
And it says, wanted for murder, 10 gold crowns for information on her capture.
I'd take the hat off Ella and put it inside the barge if we're not already. I don't want to wear that for a little bit.
Maybe get some charcoal to colour her hair a bit.
It's a shame because it's a bloody nice hat.
Yeah, 10 gold crowns though.
Within sort of 10 minutes, the ship is unhitched or undocked.
Taken off, cast off.
Yeah, it's casted off. Thank you. It's cast off from the dock, and you quickly start to move down the canal.
Right, so I'm going to say my short bow and arrows were left behind.
Okay. You'd have had your cash with you.
Yeah, cash with my clothing.
You'll have probably left most of your travel gear behind as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming my
healing draft.
My farrier's gear's probably gonna be gone. All my saddlebag, although that's probably with a horse.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
that'll be with a horse.
I'd have my small pouch. Would we be carrying our backpacks around?
You would probably have sling bags for the city and a backpack when you're travelling on the road. So your sling bag, I think, has encumbrance 1.
Oh, that's the pouch, is it? Right.
It's a bit bigger than a pouch, but yeah. I don't want to enforce that you've lost all your gear, but obviously there will be some things that you don't have with you. You wouldn't have been carrying a backpack with bedrolls and blankets and rations and water bottles with you around town or in the pub last night. You would have had your weapons, you'd have had your armour, and so you'd have had, and your money pouches, obviously, so you should still have cash and stuff. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight, as you kind of set sail on the canal coming out of Altdorf, being yelled at by Joseph to hoist the sail and bring in the rope and basically start to get some of you who have agreed to act as crew working on the barge.
Okay.
I shall do my best to do that.
And next week we go on the journey to Bogenhafen.
Well, thanks. That was a really good session tonight. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Indeed.
Thanks.
So, Dave and I had a chat about this before Christmas. There's a couple of things that the book says. Number one, you should not ever let your players have horses at the beginning of the campaign.
One of them starts with one and you've nicked another.
Exactly. It's very, very hard. And I recognise the fact that, you know, from Rembrandt's perspective, a lot of XP has been put into horse riding skills and mounted combat and stuff like that. So it does impact him a little bit. It's imperative that you're on the boat for lots of reasons. And as the next sort of part of the campaign unfolds, it becomes obvious why you need to be on the boat. As I said before, a whole book is dedicated to you being on the Reich. And so having horses where you go, oh, I don't need a boat, I can just follow the road south, kind of takes away 90% of the next part. You know, after we've done Bogenhaven, it takes away 90% of the next part of the campaign, which is why the book's very adamant, don't have horses. As you get past that, though, there is a point where horses become valuable again, but only for a brief time, and then you end up back in one of the major cities where horses are not really valuable again. So there's a lot of stuff where horses aren't massively useful, but I think as you get towards the end of the campaign, horses become really useful because you go all over the Empire. But I thought it reasonable to allow